Hello everybody, welcome back to Dennis Fleeman's YouTube channel. The self-proclaimed retro video games expert is here with his personal top 5 unreleased NES games. Enjoy! Sybots. Atari Games developed Sybots way back in 1987. It was an arcade game, but it was later ported to various platforms, including the Nintendo Entertainment System. The plot of the game is that the players, Major Rock Hardy and Captain Ace Gun, must fight an army of robots called Sybots to save the humans from being destroyed. Everything takes place in some sort of maze where you basically just run around and shoot enemies until you reach the next level. When a player dies, the screen simply says, "Game's over," and you're done. The NES version is dated back to 1990 and it was programmed by Lisa Ching. Sadly enough, the game was declined for a release because a test group at Tengen didn't feel that people would want to buy this game. The game was never completed. It had 40 some playable levels, more than enough to keep you busy for some time. The graphics are nice and semi-3D. Like a few other unreleased Tengen games, Sybots appeared in magazine ads and Fantasy Zone even had a poster included, which featured the box art. Some years ago, a prototype of Sybots surfaced from the storage of an old video game magazine. In 2007, the game binary was released for the public by Lost Levels. Escape from Atlantis. Molten lava rocks rain down on your head and the ground opens up, swallowing the entire city as you attempt to escape from the legendary city of Atlantis. The game consists of 7 minigames with different action in each. Puzzles include stealing a key from a bird, fighting a cyclops, and dodging lightning while crossing a bridge. If you can make it through all levels, a boat awaits you to take you to your safety. Multiple prototypes of this unreleased wonder have been discovered. The first copy was found by a programmer and traded to Martin Nielsen from NES World fame for a Sega Nomad. Another copy was found with some wisdom tree stuff and sold. This copy was later resold to Skyber. Another copy was found by Joe Oft. All copies of this game are around 80% complete. This game could have been a winner, but the poor play control and bad music, it's more like beeps and bleeps really, harm the playability of this game. And it is from Color Dreams, I might add. The Adventures of Dr. Franken, created by a company called Motive Time and licensed by Nintendo. This game was close to completion, but they scrapped it, probably because it was the year 1993, and at this point people were more interested in Super Nintendo games. In this adventure of Dr. Franken, we help Frank, finding the shattered remains of his dead girlfriend. Some bastards decided to cut her up and hide her body parts in the castle you live in. And you have to find them all. So get ready for running around, jumping and collecting objects in a specific order, while being given fake clues as what you should be doing next. The game is nearly identical to the Game Boy version that did get released. In fact, you can basically just plop a Game Boy screenshot anywhere on here and it will more or less match up. As you can see on the right, there are some minor differences. Notice how the chair looks more natural on the Game Boy version. This is because I suspect both the NES and Game Boy version were being developed at the same time, and the NES version was cancelled prior to completion, which leads me to the conclusion that the Game Boy version was more polished. Earthbound, Mother. Back in 1990, Nintendo announced that the Famicom game Mother was going to be released on the NES, renamed as Earthbound. After claims in Nintendo Power of the game being fully localized, the title was dropped suddenly. The reason? Nintendo of America felt this game would not sell well because of the small RPG market. However, an unknown amount of prototypes were developed for final testing. Somehow, they found their way out of Nintendo of America. Some possible theories are that they were giving away as gifts to developers and translators of the game, or they could have been taken out by other Nintendo of America employees. The truth on how they were leaked remains unknown. My favorite unreleased NES game is Airball, because it is very similar to one of my favorite released NES games called Solstice. Airball was released on other consoles as well, but the NES game has an exclusive opening cinema. It shows an evil wizard that has turned the player's human character into a ball. It sets him on a journey around the castle to find a handful of items he misplaced. The catch though is that the ball has a slow air leak and it will turn into a useless immobile pile of rubber when it runs out of air. The player must balance his or her efforts between locating air pumps to stay mobile and avoiding all kind of pointy crap that the castle seems to be entirely made out of. Airball was cancelled due to financial reasons, sadly. That was it for this top 5. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Take care guys, see you in another Dennis Fleeman video.